You are listening to the Hello Sport Podcast.
Welcome back to the Hello Sport Podcast. I'm unqualified opinion and unwavering bias. Back for a Monday, the 6th of December, maybe? 6th or 7th. We're in summer, although you wouldn't fucking know it. And fresh off the back of one of the great merch drops of all time. The Hello Sports Summer Tan hat, which Eddie and I are both wearing right now, as well as the last dribble tees, which Eddie and I are both wearing. I'm wearing a jumper on because it is fucking not that warm. Eddie, how are you feeling after last night's drop, mate?
Feeling pretty good, pretty tired.
Yeah. I mean, we are basically sold out, less than 24 hours, which is...
Basically sold out in less than 24 hours. Obviously, that is fucking incredible.
Yes.
So a big shout out to the punters and dribblers for their support. It is...
Their support and their patience. And
it's
their,
lovely. Well, let's get to that. Because their patience is unprecedented.
Monk-like.
It's monk-like patience out of the punter and the dribbler. Didn't think they were capable of monk-like patience.
No, I didn't think we had monks in our corner.
I didn't think we had monks, dude. I didn't think we had fucking millions of monks like hanging around doing the damn thing with us.
Millions of monks.
Millions of monks. But we do. We've got millions of monks. Obviously, yesterday was a bit of a fucking shit show. Well, if you've been living under a rock, metaphorical or otherwise, 6 p.m. Sunday, merch drop for the ages. Everyone was dialed in. Everyone's ready to rock. I was doing some final tinkering on the website, Tom.
Yeah.
I think that would be the term. And then I'm like noticing the page isn't loading. And I'm like, oh, no. Because I knew immediately what it was. I'm like, there's too many cunts on here. The servers aren't handling it.
Yeah.
This thing's fucking wigging out. Refreshing. I'm like, holy fuck. Then Dave's like messaging me being going, bro, I think the website's down. I'm like, I'm now on the blower to the developer.
I was on the phone to you initially.
I'm like, if this cunt doesn't fucking answer, I will melt.
Yeah.
I'm like, I
had...
get him on like the 10th ring. I'm like,
Oh, so he wasn't answering?
No, like, you know how like there's like people have really long ringtones?
Yeah.
So I originally thought I had the voicemail, and then he said my full name. I'm like, no, actually got him. My brah. Know how I told you the other day that we needed the fucking service sorted for merch jump on Sunday?
Specifically
He's like,
called him.
Well, the website's crashed. So it's not fucking sorted at all. And he's like, fuck, okay, sweet, I'll go to the computer. I think he was like on his way to a festival as well. He was just going to see Sneaky Sound Systems. He's like bailed on that.
He was going to go see Sneaky Sound System. I mean, what year is this guy living in?
I don't know. It's not 2007.
8? 6, 7, 8 is when Sneaky Sound System were doing
What
their
did they
thing.
sing, Sneaky Sound System?
Get me on. Oh, get me on. I take a picture. Oh, you can get one too. I mean, listen, that's. I tell you what, Eddie. You know, I was fucking furious yesterday, and obviously you had direct line to the guy. I didn't, so I was directing it not to you, but through you to him. Had I known that cunt was on his way to a Sneaky Sound System show, I may have passed out from just pure rage. Just like, what is this? What is this dead shit doing?
But so he nips home, gets on the fucking thing. He's like, I've never seen anything like this. I'm like what? And he's like, the number of cunts trying to fucking get onto the website. I'm like,
it was like 100 times what his entire.
The 100 times what he used. So he does hosting for like lots of people, and it was 100 times more than his total hosting has ever been across his whole gamut of cunts trying to get on at once. I'm like, yeah, okay, I understand that you weren't ready, but that's why I called you on Friday.
Yeah, that's why.
To make sure you were ready.
Yeah.
Now maybe I wasn't sort of
effusive enough in when I'm
like, when you're top of the heap, that means that like you're top of the heap.
Yeah. We've got like continents of people.
If you're number one, you're number one. He didn't seem to get that.
No. And listen,
so
was it a double-edged sword?
Yeah.
I'm happy, like, where the website's crashed, there's too many cunts, but, oh, that's nice. The website's crashed, there's too many cunts.
Well, it's like, yeah, people say, you know, some of the punters and dribblers are like, yeah, website's crashed, must be flattering. I'm like, it would be flattering if I wasn't having the worst fucking day of my life. It would be flattering. Because that's what I'm having.
Yeah.
I'm having the worst fucking time. I'd played it out in my head. I'm like, fuck yeah, bro, merch at 6. Like I was a little bit nervous. I always get a little bit nervous before merch.
It's like, you know,
how's it going to go?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Like you never really know. I'll tell you that, punters, for free.
You never really know.
You never really know. Sort of pissing in the wind a little bit. You might get covered in your own urine or it might fly off the cliff. You don't know. You just don't know. So I was already a little bit nervous. And then when that happened, I was just like, oh my fucking God.
It was a big gust straight back into us.
And it wasn't getting better. No. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
And the dude kept going, soon, fixed soon. I'm like, I need you to just give me a fucking time. Even if it's 3 hours. Will I be upset by that? Yes. But if you keep saying soon and then a fucking hour passes and you're still saying soon, that's not good enough. Just tell me so we can go and at least tell the punter and dribbler, this is when, sorry, new fucking time. This is when you're going to be on. Something. Just kept saying soon and soon. And I kept going, Eddie, what's he saying? You're like, bruh, I've asked him 10 fucking times. He said soon. And I'm like, well, listen, you go back to him and tell him that I don't know what the fuck soon means.
It was a wild scene. Elle's a credit to her. It was like, could tell I was just fucking...
I could hear her in the background around you.
Stressed. I'm like, oh my God, this is so edgy. Because then I started to go into a world of, he's not going to fix it. It won't be fixed.
Yeah.
It's not going to be fixed at all.
No.
I'm going to be living in this fucking purgatory forever.
Yeah, where we've just completely bed shat a goddamn merch drop.
So Elsa went and got me. I'm not a crystal guy. I think we can all agree that I'm probably not a crystal guy. I'm not a woo-woo guy.
No, at least not to this point.
Not to this point in my life. Elsa can go that way a little bit. Her sister, like a big crystal person, she's always charging her crystals and shit.
What do you mean charging crystals?
You got to put them out in the rain or out in the moon. I don't know, dude. You got to charge them. That's all I know.
How can you tell when they're not charged?
I don't know. Well, if they're not working, I don't know.
Right, okay. They need to be charged. That's fucking insanity.
She goes, I'll go get you a crystal. I was like, if you had said that to me at any other time, I would have been like, what are you fucking on about? What? Nah, bro, I'm sweet.
Yeah. You know what? I have work to do.
But desperate times, punters and dribblers call for desperate measures. And I go, you go and get me that fucking crystal right now. Because I need something. I need something. And if I need to turn to woo-woo, I will.
It's like when people who are like, and I mean, you go through life going, not religious, and then as soon as like you are about to die, you start to pray.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not woo-woo. Fucking woo-woo. No thanks. No thanks. Oh, crystals, merch, website crashing. Yeah. Get me the crystals.
Yeah. 504 errors will turn you to
504 gateway errors will absolutely turn you to crystals in a heartbeat.
100%.
In a heartbeat. I also had the unenviable situation where basically around the time of the merch drop is, you would say, like the most active time in the household. Baby's getting bathed, fed, bed. It's also witching hours. So between the hours of like 3 to 7 or 8 is when newborn baby Zoe gets just fucking restless and pissy. So Steph knew that I had shit to do, and she's like, that's fine. Like, you just, obviously everything's going to go smoothly. So just fucking, once that's going and, you've got to reply to some people or there might be some errors or someone go, oh, I accidentally got this size, this, whatever, like admin. She was like, that's all good. And then you'll be ready to rip, like it shouldn't take too long. And then obviously, worst case scenario happens. And then she's trying to deal with Evie and then Zoe's crying. And then I feel terrible for Steph, who's had a heavy weekend as well, which we'll explain later. So then I'm like, give me Zoe. You just deal with it. And then I'm dealing with Zoe's like crying on my arm. I'm on the phone to you. I'm refreshing pages. I'm like getting angry, trying to like get this baby to sleep. None of which was working. She wasn't sleeping. The website wasn't working and the refresh wasn't working. And then it was working though. Then people were able to get stuff, but we didn't know how because we couldn't get on.
Well, it was funny because the orders started coming in. And I was like, I got on for like half a second and I quickly put up what I needed to put up, like made the fucking products live, and then I was off again. And I didn't get back on for like an hour and a half, probably 2 hours. But cunts were getting orders in. So shout out for people that were just like, I refreshed that page into the ground.
Yeah.
Like it was a lesson in persistence.
In monk-like persistence.
Monk-like persistence
Patience,
and monk-like
commitment.
patience. So shout out to the punter and the dribbler who got in
monks,
earlier
yeah.
on the back of some of the best refreshing work you're likely to see.
Yeah.
Maybe see the likes of which you'll never see again. I don't know.
Potentially. I've got a question for you, Eddie, just, around ordering. Do you reckon we got enough smalls, or should we have got some more in the T-shirts? I feel like maybe we didn't get enough smalls. I just feel like...
I feel like we probably could have got some more smalls.
I feel like smalls, it was like, are you sure you're only going to get that many?
Tom and I have looked at the numbers a couple of times.
Yeah.
I don't think we sat down and looked each other in the eyes and nutted out the sizing, but there was back and forth on the size.
We had some conversations around it. It wasn't an arbitrary decision around the sizing because, we've canvassed the punter and the dribbler's sizing before, but it would seem like...
But when I read them back to myself...
It feels like we didn't.
It feels like we didn't.
It feels like we didn't even look at it. It feels like we just went, that'll do. Yeah, I reckon there's that many smalls in the punters and dribblers. Newsflash, there aren't.
There aren't. Who was our audience like 95% male?
I think so, Eddie. 90, 95. I mean, look, the female, the feminine dribblette contingent growing and greatly appreciated, but let's not pretend like there's shitloads of them. And that's largely where you're going to find your smalls. Largely.
But our ordering suggests otherwise.
Suggests that maybe we are like 85% small.
So that was a bit of a bed shit.
Yeah, but we are looking at ways
But
around
we have
it.
potentially diverted some of those smalls into double XLs.
Potentially.
Now
Look,
we've just done it.
We just did, so we'll make that work. The triple XL for the real thick punter and dribbler out there. Look, there's going to be honest, they didn't have any triple XLs.
This is an anti-thick boy.
This is an anti-thick
We love
boy.
our thickies, bro. Best believe we love and adore and cherish all our thickies. This wasn't a fuck you. This was the supplier telling us, yo, we don't actually have any 3XLs this time around. We're like, that might be a problem for our big thickies.
Yeah.
We apologise. It is what it is.
But it doesn't mean that we won't have some triple XLs for the big thickies down the track. As we said.
Oh, yeah, bro, 100%. 100%.
We'll get some.
100%.
We'll get some, but in this first round of drops, because as we said at the start, this is basically sold out. So, there'll be a 2022. There's a world where in 2022 our big thickies are wrapped up in this shit. You know what I mean? There's a world.
I think there's a world, 100%,
Yeah.
where the big thickies get looked after in 2022.
There's also a
Because
world.
2022 is the year of the big thick.
It's the year of the big thickie as well as the year of the punter and the dribbler. Now, there is also a world where we aren't able to get a switcheroo done on those smalls and that we're just going to have them. And we've already decided that we are going to just turn it into a quilt.
Yeah.
The unsold smalls quilt.
Yeah, there'll be a quilt made of last dribble T-shirts, all smalls.
All
obviously.
unsold smalls.
All unsold. That will be...
Probably the biggest quilt of all time.
It'll be the biggest quilt of all time. It'll be one of the great quilts all time.
Yeah.
It may be purchased. It might be one. We don't know.
Or maybe it's
Or
just...
it might
maybe
not
it's
even
just like...
exist because we'll
never
swap them out.
Yeah. But I also think maybe there's a world where we don't sell it and we just go, this is like the unsold smalls quilt, which hangs on the wall. You get it framed.
It'd cover a football field.
Yeah, well, fucking big frame then.
Big quilt.
Big quilt.
Big quilt, big frame. But be that as it may, punters and dribblers, sincerely thank you all for your patience.
Yes, thank you for your
Yesterday
patience.
was fucked, but look,
We got there.
we got there.
We'll say this though, literally, they like, if you want a last dribble t-shirt or a summer tan hat, then you are basically in the dying stages of it being available to you because
100%.
they flew.
And if you need anything, if you didn't get your order number or you feel like you got the wrong size or you fucking...
Anything.
Your order's incorrect, whatever, inbox us, Hellosport Instagram, or email us info@hellosport.com.au. We'll sort it out for you.
We'll sort
no
it out
issues,
for you.
no dramas, no problems. We've already done a
Refunds,
couple of
change of
refunds. We've already done
sizes.
some change sizes. So that's all good, bruh. Don't stress. No issues. You will be looked after. Know that.
Know that. Edward, I think now we can sort of put that to bed.
Happy to.
Because by the time we do a podcast again, I fully intend on these being gone.
They will be gone.
The bird shit on the hat, I don't know if it was good luck. It's good luck that we almost sold everything out. But then imagine if I didn't have the bird shit on the hat. Imagine how bad the website would have been.
I think we need to count our lucky stars. If we didn't have that bird poo, bro, I see a world in which people are getting charged. The website isn't recognising the order. We have no information. We've got to refund everyone. It could have gone really bad.
Really bad. I think maybe we need to get a crystal in the studio.
A big one.
Yeah. We got a bird poo hat. It's just the woo-woo corner. You know what I mean? Bird poo hat, crystal.
Which we'll never wash.
No. I actually probably need a fresh one. I can't get around with bird shit on this hat. So like, as in this becomes just
I
now.
bought you in a fresh one last week.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I thought I didn't realize.
Did you take it with you?
No, I left it in the car.
Okay. That was what it was for.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yeah. We'll have a woo-woo corner. Big fucking crystal.
Yep.
I might even just get the one.
No, I think you get that one because that one was the one that helped.
I'll be like, I need this one.
Yeah, that's our crystal
I'm
now.
taking this.
Take
now.
that crystal.
Yep.
And we'll just get that in, I think, pronto. And for all future merch drops, we got to be holding that and the bird poo hat.
And the bird poo hat will sit on the crystal. Also, we'll make sure it's charged and shit.
Well, we've got to charge
I got
it.
to figure out how you charge it.
Yeah. Is there could you Google it or is it is there a manual?
Yeah, Dave, can you Google how to charge crystals?
There's a few. I was looking it up before. There are some really great ways to charge it. So I think, as you said before, putting it out in the moonlight.
Yep.
Okay.
Full moon. Another way to do it
Got to be full.
is to submerge it and soak it in moon water.
What's moon water?
Moon water is water that has been put out under a full moon.
Okay,
And
so the
therefore
water's
becomes
charged.
Moon water. So you got to charge the water, then use the water to charge the dome.
So do you
crystal.
put the
It's
crystal
like an AirPods
Do you
case.
put the crystal in the water?
Yeah, but only once the water has been moonified.
Well, how the fuck do you how
Well,
long
so
does
the
it need to
water
be?
goes out, gets moonified.
But over the whole night, is there a certain amount of time for
I
water
would
to
have
get
thought
charged?
the whole night, right?
I think so. It must be the whole night.
So it needs to be a full moon though. It can't just be. So you got to wait once a month to charge up crystals in the moon.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do we know how long a crystal remains charged for?
Well, so another way I was just going to say to charge it is to give them a sound bath. A bath in sound, different shifting frequencies. But basically what it says here is that the reason you need to charge your crystals is because crystals hold on to all the energy they're exposed to. So it's not so much that your crystal is out of charge, is that maybe it's been exposed to some bad energy. If you've had a stressful day and you've been around your crystal, the crystal can absorb some of your negative energy. So you need to recharge it to get the positive vibes back in the crystal.
Okay.
That makes a lot of sense.
That does make a lot of sense. I'm glad we cleared that up.
Pretty obvious when you think
The
about
thing
it.
that I like about woo-woo is that you can just say things without having to really explain it. Like, oh, you got to give it a sound bath, do you? End of the sentence. Not this is what a sound bath is and this is how you do it. It's just oh, you got to give it a sound bath. You're like, okay.
Okay, this is the best one. You can clean it using a cleaning visualization. So picture universal healing light filling up your crystal until all the energy has been dissolved.
So that's a way if you don't have a moon available to you that you can charge this bitch?
Yeah, or if you've run out of moon water.
That's also something. What if I leave a tank of, if we've got a tank of water outside? Like a dubbo.
Yeah, then you've got so much moon water. You could, theoretically, Tom,
Only drink moon water.
if you had a big tank, right, and you charged the fuck out of that water and got it moonified and shit, you could, I reckon, go online and go, have just charged tank of water, come drop your crystals in, $5 a pop.
Come drop the crystals in. I like that idea.
Come charge your crystal, I'll charge them for you. That's actually
There's a potential money spinner there.
you could sell moon water.
Well, Eddie, I
You
feel
could
like we
sell
should
it,
get some
bottled.
moon water.
You can buy bottled moon water, it looks like. I'm just
Yeah, that's what I'm
finding
saying.
this link.
You would be
Yeah.
able to sell bottled moon water.
I think we need to charge. Where are we in the moons? How long till we got a fully?
Let's see.
I feel like we've just had one.
Yeah, I feel like we did as well. But I just wouldn't mind charging up some moon water with you.
We're in the waxing crescent phase. So first phase after the new moon. So we have just had a new moon.
All right, we got.
When's the next fully?
Next full moon in Sydney is December 19th.
That's charging day, punters and dribblers.
That's charging day.
We've got 13 days.
Okay, get your moon water charged, and then we'll charge the crystal. Bang, easy to do. Done. Eddie, how was your weekend?
Weekend was good. Shout out to my dear friend Jack Freeman and his now lovely wife Francesca. They got married on Saturday. Fucking good night.
Congrats, brah.
Such a good arvo, such a good night. Like, such a good vibe. Weddings are dope, bro.
Weddings are dope.
Weddings are great. I love weddings. A lot of love in the air. Emotional
You weren't
stuff.
emceeing this one?
Nah.
Is that nice when you get to go to a wedding?
Oath, dude. It's the best. You don't
Put
have to
the
do
feet
anything.
up.
Just put the feet up and chill out and get pissed and
Yeah.
like maybe a couple of tears, you know what I mean? Beautiful stuff.
Oh, yeah. Dude, when they're walking
Elsa
down the
looked
aisle.
at me like we're in the thing and like, you know, it was very nice and maybe there's like a tear or two. And Elsa goes, why the fuck are your eyes bloodshot? I'm like, why does it matter? And she's like, I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, are you pissed? I'm like, no.
As in, like, in the church.
Like she sort of said, like whispering to me. I'm like,
She thought you were drunk in the church. No, I'm crying because it's emotional and
it's
it's
lovely.
beautiful. It's love.
it's love. Love is love.
Love
and
is
I'm loving
love.
it. I'm
Did you-
loving that love is love.
Did you tell her that? Did she?
Of course I did. And she's like, oh my God, I feel so stupid. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, so you should.
Yeah.
So you should.
So I had a bottle of bubbles at lunch. I mean, who gives a shit?
Get off my back.
Get off my back.
Yeah, wake up in the morning, brush my teeth with a bottle of Jack or whatever that chick sung about.
Yeah, whatever. I will say this about champagne as well. Champagne gets you in a good mood.
I've recently become a convert to champagne.
Yeah, it's tiddly stuff.
Yeah.
It's great.
Was I saying this on the podcast recently
Maybe.
that I'm a champagne convert?
I
'Cause
don't
had
even
some
know
more
what
on
we're talking
Friday
about anymore,
night.
so we might have
No, I never
we
have
might
any
have done
idea.
an episode on it.
We could have done a whole champagne episode, but I am a champagne drinker now, and I am already a champagne snob. Like, I don't buy
What
it.
verve or nothing sort of stuff.
No, not that it's verve or nothing. It's more just like I can taste the difference immediately.
You can taste impurity.
You can taste impurity in champagne. I don't know what it is. I don't know how I was maybe, like.
Will you ever drink sparkling? Or you're like, nah, it has to be from champagne.
It's got to be.
Champagne.
It's got to be from champagne, bro. Like, you know how like cats are just sort of born with an innate ability to hunt. Like you don't have to teach a cat to hunt. They just know how to do it.
Yep.
I think that's me in champagne. I just know what's good and what's not. I don't know,
Sorry.
dude. I apologize. Whoops. Profusely apologize for, being one of the preeminent voices on champagne from here on in. And
Do you reckon there's some bloke that's got a farm or a vineyard and it's like right on the border of Champagne and his whole life he's tried to get
rezoned. 100%. In fact,
And
I
he's
wonder
out there
whether
flogging sparkling and like he goes, if only I was selling champagne.
I was just over there.
Yeah. My life would be different.
It's a game of inches.
It's a game of inches. I wouldn't be divorced. I wouldn't be a fucking loser. I wouldn't be bankrupt. I wouldn't be,
I'd be loaded because this is good stuff.
and I'd be drowning in honeys.
Yeah. It's tough, dude.
life
It's
had a
tough
different
one.
plan
Life
for
had God had a different plan.
Yeah.
God didn't want this guy to be happy.
Well, God came up with the zonings.
Yeah, God's a town planner. Get off his back. You ever tried planning a town? It's a fucking
nightmare, bro.
It's a nightmare. You know what? Clean up your own backyard before you start coming after the Lord and his decisions around zonings. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying, dude. So you're a champagne snob. I enjoy champagne, especially when we're celebrating or you are celebrating, because there's something about marriages and champagne that goes so fucking goddamn well. So congratulations to those two. Fucking good night. Down at the Balmoral Bathers, ripping and tearing. Margies all night. I was loving it. The Margies were loving it. More importantly, I was loving it.
Margies were loving you.
I love Margies, dude.
Yeah.
They love me.
Yeah.
Also, on Margaritas, we were sent disturbing photos on the weekend of what looked like punters and dribblers enjoying margaritas that were in fact potato salad
Yeah.
in a glass Was that a piss take?
No,
or were
dude.
they like, we're having a great time at the Marg? Because they weren't Marg.
They were disgraceful.
They weren't margaritas.
No, it was like ice cream slop, but they were like, they were like Irish coffee margaritas or something. Like, well, then it's not a margarita. Like, don't send through
Irish coffee
novelty.
margarita. So you basically had Baileys.
Yeah. With like tequila or something. It's just don't waste anyone's time. Like, well, send it in because it was I like being shocked every once in a while.
Can I let you in on a little secret? If you're having Irish cream margaritas, they're not margaritas.
No, they're not margaritas. And you are in need of help because they look horrendous.
They look awful.
And it's not a margarita. You're sullying the name of margarita. You're trying to trade off the good name of a margarita. Try and get in clout.
You can't call anything margarita. You can't drink a beer and go, I'm having a margarita.
Yeah,
But this one's got hops in it and shit. Like, that's not how it works.
A hops
bro.
margie. No, dude.
No.
It's a beer.
That's a beer you're
That's
drinking.
just a beer you're drinking.
So, do you get what we're saying?
Yeah, do you get
How
it
we
now?
cleared that up?
I'm trying to work out if
better.
Because obviously we're looking at booze, we're looking at, where are we getting into? What are we getting into next? What are we taking over next? We've taken over merch, we've taken over podcasts, we've taken over Dribble and Yarn. Do we take over the booze game? Is it? I had a chat with someone about rosé potentially.
Did you?
Rosé, Margies.
Margies in a can are flying at the moment.
Margies in a can?
They're flying. They're great.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
And they're good?
Yeah. Fucking oath they are. So easy. You don't have to mix them. Just bang. Fucking thanks for coming. Piece of
Margies in
piss.
a can?
Yeah, bro. You can get some sick ones. You can get some strong ones as well. Ones that put you on your ass.
Ooh, maybe that's somewhere we look.
Oh, they're happy. Oh, mate, they're like that overnight. Because originally, you get like Mr. Consistent and you'd mix them up and sell. You get the tequila and you get the fucking mixer. You do it yourself. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Because for a long time, you couldn't really do margaritas at home.
Unless you had a goddamn.
Well, the mixer was so fucking cheap and nasty and dog shit. And no, I'm not going to juice 700 limes. I've done it before.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
No, it's not.
You need to you spend all night fucking juicing limes.
Hey, and pray for you if you have a little cut on your hand and you're trying to juice 700 limes.
No. Good night. Good night to you.
Yeah.
You'll be in an early grave.
If you have even the slightest inference of an abrasion on your finger and you are trying to cut limes, best give it up.
Give it up, bro. It's all over for you. But I go on. So then we as a people started using, Mr. Consistent and fucking DIY jobbing it and shaking them up and having a bit of a fucking good time. But we are all, at the end of the day, lazy pieces of shit. And if someone says, yo, I've actually got an easier option, how about you just whatever the fucking sound of a can opening is. That's not right.
Nah.
Yours wasn't right.
Nah.
I'm not right. We
Tough day
haven't
yesterday.
we haven't to this point in the podcast been right about how to open a can. What
No,
sound it makes.
but look, we had a tough day yesterday, so
We
I think
did.
you can cut us some
You
slack.
open a can, you get some ice, and you pour it on, and then you look at your significant other,
Yep.
and you go, see at the bottom, you've had 4 fucking shots in about 10 seconds.
Responsibly.
Yeah, and you go, okay, perfect, get another one, and now you're loose as a goose, and you're looking to have the time of your life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Get
That's
kinky.
what Can Margarita offers the punter and the dribbler.
Yep. I'm into it, Eddie. I love it. Something to think about. What was Saturday? I don't even know what I did Saturday.
You did that.
That was fucking Friday. Oh, Saturday I must have just done nothing. Kicked it with Evie. Oh, I went to dinner Saturday night. That was nice. Shout out to Sherman and Sam. Thanks for having me.
Sweet.
Yeah.
How the boys? Boys all right?
Yeah. Boys are good.
Boys good?
Yeah, boys are good, man.
Boys up and about?
Boys and girls. They're good.
They dads now? One is.
There's a few boys that are dads. I went to this dinner and it was actually like I was sat down the end with a bunch of new parents, which is fine because you do invariably just end up talking about your kids like I do on this podcast all the time.
Is that what you just sit around talking about kids?
Not all the time, not all of it,
What do you say?
but you know. oh, so how are they, how are they sleeping? Or
Do you feel like you're professional now because you're a number 2 and
I'm ahead of them. Yeah, I'm ahead of them.
Have
Yes.
you got like
in the hierarchy?
Yeah. Are you
fuck
like,
yeah.
have you got clout?
Yeah, fucking oath I do.
Yeah.
I think they were laughing though, because it was a couple of dads, Newbie and Hiles, shout out fellas, and they were talking about, or we were talking. They were saying how they listened to the podcast that we did just after Zoe was born, and how they were like, that was because I was telling you how, like, I was freaking out, and I'm like fucking trying to make sure I'm not fucking up and not doing this.
Yeah,
like, dude,
that was fucking hilarious.
They were like, that was like exactly what we were. That was exactly how it was for us. And then they were like, because you were asking questions of someone who doesn't have a kid, like they're like, that's exactly the questions I would have been asking if I hadn't, like 2 days before having a child. Me just fumbling all over myself trying to like not screw something
You
up.
getting those cards out of the bag, dude, was like, I wasn't there, but I can picture it.
You could picture it, me getting the cards and then Steph just slinging me a look that could kill me. Like, we're beyond that now, mate. We're beyond that. I'm virtually crowning. Just fucking get it together. Sorry. Anyway, that was my weekend, mate. Big weekend. A lot happened. All's well that ends well. I think, though, probably time to talk a little Test cricket, Eddie, because the Ashes are upon us. The Ashes are coming. The Ashes are here. Let's talk some cricket.
Let's do it. Who decides that a name can be used for both genders? Like, you wouldn't call your daughter Trevor.
No, you wouldn't. It's a serious question.
And one I've never had answered.
No. I think Eddie can be a girl's name.
Really? I've never heard it.
I think it's more like Edie.
No, I know there's Edie.
I've never betted Edward. That was a
Not
girl.
an Edward. Not an Edward. But I think I've
You
heard
just said
Eddie.
Well, there's ones like,
short for Edwina, maybe.
because there's like Billy, but you could do like,
Yeah, Billy, which is usually an IE.
yeah.
Whatever. Time to talk a little Test cricket, and when we do that, it is brought to you by our friends at KO Sports. If you're keen on watching cricket ad break free during play live with, the best commentary team in the game, then KO is the place to do it. So we thank them for their support of
The greatest show of all
the
time.
greatest show of all time,
Hello Sport.
Hello Sport.
It's actually a podcast.
Yeah.
But if you're watching on YouTube, you could say maybe technically it's a show.
It's a show, it's a podcast, it's many things to many people.
It is, but KO supports us and we love them for it. Dear friends of ours, I would be fucked truly, honestly, respectfully without KO in my life.
I had KO on in the car, obviously not watching it, but I had it on playing through the speakers as I was watching the golf on the way in. We're listening to the golf on the way in. You putting Sunnies on for this?
I am.
I think I'm going with you.
I'll tell you why. Because the light is upsetting my pupils.
Yeah, and it was a long Sunday.
It was the longest Sunday. I didn't get much sleep on Saturday. I went to bed at 12 a.m. on Sunday. So
Well, that would be Monday or Sunday.
Monday morning, technically.
Not
So
technically.
I am not tip-top. I am the opposite of that.
Yeah, opposite of tip top, whatever.
Tip low, I don't know, tip bottom.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we spend too much time on trying to work that out either.
Rock
I think
bottom.
Rock bottom. There you go.
Let's get away from that.
Let's get
And
away
let's
from
talk
that.
about Test cricket.
Now,
Why?
because-
the Ashes starts on
Yes,
Wednesday.
yes,
The
okay.
Ashes, which we wait 4 long years for to come back to our shores, is on this fucking Wednesday.
Yeah. Now, the team was announced yesterday by Old Blue Eyes, skip of the nation, Paddy Hotboy Cummins. So, David Warne, Travis Head, Marnus Labuschagne, Steve Smith.
Travis Head.
Sorry, Dave Warner, Marcus Harris.
Yes.
Labuschagne, Smith, Travis Head. Controversial. Should it have been Usman? I tend to think so. Then Baggy Green, Carey coming in for the T-Pain. And then obviously Stark, Hazelwood, Cummins, and Nath Lyon as our bowling quartet. How do you feel about Trav?
Well,
getting
it's
in over
interesting, isn't
Usman?
it? Because I think back to when Ricky was like, well, if they've
Our mate Ricky.
our mate, a dear friend of ours, a dear friend of the show, Ricky Ponting, yeah. that Ricky,
Yep.
said that he was of the belief that Usman would be playing because why pick a bloke of his age in the squad if you're not going to play him?
And they're playing in Queensland, which is his home wicket.
And he's been fucking ripping and tearing
Yeah.
for the Shield stuff. So, I don't know, it's an interesting one. I will obviously put my support behind Trav
100%.
and go out there and rip and tear for the nation, Travis. But know this. You will be judged on one metric and one metric alone, and that is scoring runs for the nation.
Weight of runs.
Now, if I come back on this show next week and you haven't scored runs, then yeah, your place in the side is fucking up for grabs.
Big time.
I won't give you more than 2 tests. 4 innings. That's what I'll give you.
Yeah, I wonder whether they've got a test because, I mean, Trav and Marcus.
If he gets fucking duck,
Yeah, but what if
There's the
he?
door,
but I
bruh.
mean, if he gets 2 sub 40 scores,
yep. Depends how he looks.
yeah, it does depend how he looks.
Depends how he
Trav,
looks.
I think, does average 40.
Like if
as well
he
in
looks
tests.
pretty good and he's on his way and he gets a couple of jaffers, that's a different story.
Yes, some unplayable jaffs.
I don't know if the English have got any jaffers in them though. That's the other thing.
The English are in big trouble. We're going to beat the piss out of them, respectfully, of course. But the side itself, I think, largely pretty good. I think we're all right.
Well, it's basically as predicted.
Marnus might tip for most runs for this summer. Marnus, if you're looking at Marnus is putting up videos of him in the nets, he's scoring Shield runs, and he's just seeing them.
He's been in England as well, hasn't he?
He's been over in England. Just all he does is just bat. He's the first person at training. I think when summer started and the nets opened back up again, he was there like 2 hours before everyone else. He was like, "Give me the key, I'm getting in there," and he's there just fucking getting throwdowns. Marnus is ready to go. He's ready to go big. He's also our next gen, like, you know, when it's like you're trying. Who's the next generational Australian player who's going to lead us through when Smith goes, when Warne goes? Like Marnus is that guy.
How old is Marnus?
25, 27?
He's 27.
There you go.
Perfect.
Perfect time. He'll probably skip the nation, you know, after Pat.
You'd think so.
So,
Although Pat could be there for a while. He's not very old.
no, Pat's only 30, 29, 30. I think. Can you check on Pat as well?
He'll probably do another cycle. He'll do a cycle.
Shit, Pat Cummins is 28.
28.
Yeah.
Pat's 1 year older than Marnus. You're right.
He'll do a cycle. He'll be here. You would think, just on the face of it, he'll be here until the next Ashes in Australia. 4
You
years'
would
time.
think. You
Skipper
would
this
think.
one, skipper that one.
Yep.
So he will have won 3 Ashes, maybe,
3.
and probably 2 2020 World Cups.
Well, I wonder if he's going to be he won't be the one-day captain.
Why?
Well, Finch is there. Finch won't be there. Finch
Finch
is
is
going.
pretty old, bro.
Yeah, Finch is going.
I think Finch is done, don't you?
Yeah, but I wonder whether they go captain across all formats for Paddy C, or they just go, look, we'll do someone else for 1 day. Who cares? Dave, I'd also like for you to quickly check on the rain forecast for Queensland. We know that
We've had a couple of Queenslanders reaching out,
Yeah.
going, bruh, it's looking great.
it's not looking great. Apparently, it's rain predicted on every single day of play. That's terrifying.
Oh, okay. All right. So Wednesday, we've
Yep.
got max of 29, minimum 21. Shower or 2 with 2 to 15 millimeters, 70% chance of any rain. Chance of a thunderstorm. Chance.
Thank you.
Chance,
Dave.
bro. Chance. Speak to the people. Say chance.
Basically, Wednesday 70%, Thursday 80%, Friday 70%, then Saturday and Sunday 50%.
I'm not saying 90s.
I'm not
which
saying
buoys
90.
me.
Well, 90 is the only metric that you operate off, right?
100%. You know me too well.
Yeah.
90 and up is the only metric I use.
Yep.
I reckon it could be sunny every day. It might not be. Who knows? It's up to the gods. I'll say this, and I'm saying this to the umpires. If it's spitting, you play.
You play.
Enough of this fucking, there's like a little drop. Fucking shut up.
No.
Bunker the fuck down and get out there and fucking play some test cricket.
Yeah, we need this.
Because if you're calling sessions off over a little drizzle, that's not good enough.
No, if it's spitting, it's play on. If you're getting gollied on from
It
the
needs to
gods,
be, you need to be getting gollied on to fucking call it. I want you soaked.
yeah,
If you aren't saturated in a couple of minutes, then you should be playing.
You should be playing.
Simple as that. Because too often in the past, they have gone, oh, nah, it looks like it might rain.
Let's get the covers on suspicion of rain.
That's not good enough.
That's disgraceful.
That's not good enough.
Does Shane Warne, Eddie, does he just give his opinion on like as many things as possible so that he has to be right like once at least?
Scattergun. Shane.
Scattergun. Plant many seeds.
Yep.
Much the way he probably does, you would assume, with the ladies. DM, inbox as many people as possible. You're bound to get some yield. He's like Nathan Lyon's in trouble. He hates Mitch Starc. Like, he despises that man.
I wonder why.
Apparently,
there's obviously something's happened, obviously.
there was someone saying something the other day. I saw an article, can't remember who by, I apologise. Back when Nathan, I think when Shane was still playing, you know, when he was sort of like, he'd retired from Test cricket, but he was still playing Big Bash and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, he played for the Stars.
Yeah, and I think someone was like, either Shane said it or someone said it of like Shane could walk straight back into the Test team, or Shane said I could walk straight back into the Test team. And then Mitch came out and was like, nah, we'll stick with Nathan, thanks.
Shane didn't like that.
Well, Shane, I see Shane as a grudge holder. You can't...
That's quite a grudge.
Dude, there's no way that it can be anything but a grudge. I'm not saying Mitchell Starc's even in the greatest form, but he has also like got runs on the board technically from an Australian standpoint. Shane... It seems to be the only person that he chirps is Mitchell Starc. He can't stand the bloke. Every year, Starc's under pressure. Starc shouldn't be there. I'd go with Jai Richardson. I don't mind Jai Richardson either.
Apparently, Jai Richardson is a handful.
No, Jai Richardson's a handful.
So, this is a podcast the other day, and Crash Craddock was like, dude, he's like legit.
Jai Richardson's already played for the nation before. Jai's good. Jai with an H as well. I mean, you can't.
No, Jai, but I'm saying more from the perspective of like Jai's ripping and tearing this year. Like Jai's ready to go.
Yeah, Shane's not wrong that Jahai is absolutely ready to rip. And I'm not here arguing with Shane or what Shane thinks.
Over Jahai.
Over Jahai, you can't.
No.
Jahai's, record, like Jahai is clearly a Test cricketer.
Swings it both ways, Tom.
Which we like. I think Mitch has at least 2 tests in him of like, he's got to perform obviously, but before Jahai's getting the call up, I would have thought.
Well, you know this for a fact, that Mitch Starc gets the pink ball.
That's it.
Because the pink reminds him of the white and it gets him into his work.
It gets him into his work. Mitchell Starc always, well, you and I had always, before he was anything, he was white ball work. Mitch white ball work Starc, which some of the OG P's and D's will be well aware of.
We love your white ball work.
We love your white ball work.
Yeah.
Did we not say that to him?
We said it to him. Did I?
I think you said, no. I think I was.
I saw him. I think I saw him at the Buna and I said, I love your white ball work. And we laughed about it because it was like, it was a compliment, but it was underhand as fuck.
It was a compliment, but it was a backhanded compliment because it was mainly referencing the fact that wish you could do that with the red ball, bro. Which then he started doing.
Yes, he did. Well, after I said something to him.
After you said something. And then, funnily enough, and I don't know if this is still the case, but I know it was reported on that post-Sandpaper gate hasn't been getting them to reverse.
No, he's not doing much with it. He seems to bowl too many Yorkers now. It's like the Yorker needs to be a little bit...
Shock people with the Yorker.
Oh, fuck.
Shock and awe.
Wow, you put it on my toes.
So it's a shock and awe move as opposed to just like putting it there every time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And some judges think that he might sometimes bowl too many full tosses.
Yeah, okay.
So he misses the feet entirely and bowls it at your sack.
Yeah.
And you go, okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Bang.
But that's neither here nor is it there, punters and dribblers, because he's in the side and it is what it is. And he might go up to the Gabba and take fucking a 5 for and go, fuck the lot of you. And we wish him all the best. But we need to get off on the right foot. I'll tell you why. The only time we've lost at home in recent memory was in 2010 when Siddle took a hat-trick on his birthday. We had the front foot. The first innings was ours, and we were rolling with momentum. Cook came out, scored 200 in the second innings, and we drew the test. We went on to lose the series 3-1. Why? Because we didn't win the first test. Now, we lost, obviously, to India at the Gabba. The Gabatoir no longer a fortress after that loss. We need to go back up and go...
Patch up the walls.
That we need to patch the fucking walls up.
Yeah.
We need to patch those fuckers up. We must start with momentum. We must win the first test.
So does that mean we need to be getting to like Bunnings, get some Sellies, whatever the hell you put in the walls?
If you are in Queensland, the border not yet open to us down here in New South Wales, you must go to fucking Bunnings and go, bruh, the Gov't wall has got holes in it.
Yeah.
What do you recommend?
What, I need to patch this thing up.
We need to patch this fucker
for
up.
Wednesday, like before Wednesday.
Because the cricket, like we need our boys, the cricketers, they have got a job to do.
They're not patching up walls.
No, they got to go. They're in the nets.
Yeah.
We're patching the wall.
We need to patch up walls. So we need punters and dribblers to get down to the Gov't with Sellies. And I mean, I know I keep saying Sellies, but I feel like that's more like a window seal up, which is still
Tom,
important.
Can I say something? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
No,
we know
but
that.
But I patched up the walls in Bathurst, so I resent what you're saying. Now, did I do it to a job that was ever to a degree that was going to get us our bond back? No.
No. Did we get our bod back? No, we didn't.
No, we didn't. But there were like 50 holes in the wall, mainly from Streety, and
Mainly from?
yeah.
No, not mainly from. From street.
Well, I accidentally put a chair into the roof.
I thought that was street.
No, that was me.
Oh, was that you?
Yeah.
Right.
I didn't. Which sounds silly.
You could have blamed street and I would have gone along with it.
Yes, I could have, but I realised that, you got to own your mistakes. I was celebrating, I think, a try, and I picked up the chair and fucking...
Was it a try? I thought it might have been a kickflip you were celebrating.
No. We were sitting up there. I think it was like the 2015 Rugby World Cup, and the Wallabies got through to the final, and when we did it... What are the semi? They didn't get through the final, did they?
We lost...
2011? Was it 2011? No, it was 2011. That was when
2011.
2011. So I think we didn't make the final or in the I don't know. There was some game where we...
Didn't we lose in the quarterfinals? We lost in the quarterfinals in 2011. Quade Cooper,
Yeah.
maybe?
It was during the 2011 Rugby World Cup. Or it was when Manly were going on their run. But anyway, I was celebrating, and this chair, I didn't realise the roof was so low, despite the fact I'd been living in the house for 2 years. And I lifted the chair up to celebrate, and it just smashed all four legs into the roof. I had to then pull them out, making the holes bigger, and then I fixed it.
Do you know that before the 2011 Rugby World Cup, New Zealand beat France, we watched it at home. That was the day we came up with the Street Fighter song on the way home, walking.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all.
We'd been at Cunno's and we're walking home to watch the final, and that's when we came up with the Street Fighter song. So
We also...
I just thought you'd want to know that.
No, I did want to know that. Thank you. We also worked at Bathurst that year.
Yes, we did.
That was the year where I worked at Bathurst on the in the corporate boxes and with a bunch of sleazy fucks who would... Anyway. That being said, we need to get whatever the hell I used to fix the walls in Bathurst up to the Gabba, patch those walls, make sure the fortress is strong again. We then get there, we rip and tear, and we pump those pommy losers. And just pray to all the gods. Charge all the crystals.
Charge your crystals.
Charge your crystals that we need to charge them and pray for no rain. La
you
Nina
reckon-
is a absolute bitch this year. She wasn't this bad last year.
No, she's in a fucking...
She's
mood.
worse. They said it wasn't going to be as bad. She's worse.
Well, she's way worse. She's way worse. I've seen the sun once in a month, so she's clearly way worse.
Yeah, she's way worse.
She's clearly way worse.
She's in a mood.
She's in a fucking mood. She's been a bitch. Will Smudge score a ton in the first innings?
Yeah, I think I'm backing Marnus and Smudge to both ton
Do you reckon
up.
they both get tons
Yeah.
in the first innings?
What's that paying? We got to put some of that up. Keep your eyes peeled for the About Even Instagram page because we'll get some
Should
test bets
you
up.
and I go hard at that?
Yeah.
Put like 500 on it.
Yep.
Just go fuck it.
Fuck it. Merch boys.
Most boys.
On both of them, so like a multi.
Yeah. We'll think about that.
We'll think
Do
about
some
that.
like Michael Pride shit.
Yeah. Well, and it's not even. He would literally piss on that, but I know what you mean.
Well, we're like...
We're trying.
We're Wish versions.
Yeah,
of
we're the
Michael
Wish
Pride.
version. Yeah, we're Wish versions of Michael Pride. Rain Man from Wish. It's Tom and Eddie.
Lightly drizzling man.
Yeah, if he's La Nina of this year, we're La Nina from last year.
Correct.
Now, what's the name of the Kiwi bloke who got all 10 wickets against India? That was incredible.
Yeah,
it's the third time in the history of Test cricket that someone's got all 10 wickets.
Ajaz Patel. I might be pronouncing
Patel.
Ajaz wrong, but
Like, that is
Crazy. All 10 wickets. Fuck, that's sick.
I now realise that I didn't even watch it. I just saw that he did it. I would like to go and see all 10 of his wickets. But then New Zealand came out and got rolled for 80. So
62.
62. Yeah.
Is it 1-1 now?
Well, this test's still going, but they need 400 to win, and they're 5 wickets down.
Yeah.
Well, that's not happening.
And it's 1-1? Or is it?
I will
I think
have
it's
a look
1-0
who won the
to New
first
Zealand,
test.
I think.
Let's go Kiwis.
Yeah, Indian won the first one.
But that was
India
very
won the
hectic.
first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said it'd be 2-0.
Yeah. And
Oh no, sorry, it was a draw. It was a draw.
There we go. Dave has no idea what's going on.
Well,
He's
they
got
didn't
the
make the
computer
They didn't
in
make
front
the
of him.
target, so I was like, oh, they didn't.
No idea what's going on.
It was a draw.
Dave doesn't know. I don't know.
Yeah. But Dave
No
has
one
to
knows.
let us
But
know.
Dave knows.
It's important for Dave to let us
Dave
know.
knows now.
Dave now knows.
It was a draw.
Also, the Big Bash started last night. Sydney Sixers got off to a win. Coy you Sydney Sixers. Let's come on.
Boom.
Coy
Come on.
you Sydney Sixers.
Boom.
Come on, you Sydney Sixers.
Have we talked about Western Australia and how they fucking have no time for the nation and like?
Yeah,
not really
of course we
interested?
have. They don't deserve the test. And they better not get
Did we
it.
talk about that?
Yeah, I think so. Because Mark McGowan is...
Mao
Gowan. Dude, the fact that there are still places where you need to quarantine for 14 days in this country is fucking insanity.
Imagine this. You build a new stadium, a mini MCG. You get the test in January, in the holidays, when everyone's fucking got their feet up and prepared to rip and tear. And you go, nah, not for us.
Imagine what that is going to cost their economy and tourism.
So you're telling me, bruh, that the 5th Ashes test isn't for you?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about, bruh?
Who do you think you are?
It should be taken away from them as a fuck you.
Exactly.
As in, and they're like, if they turn around and go, oh no, we can host again. No. It's too late.
No, it's too late.
Don't you turn your nose up at Ashes cricket and you can go and get fucked. How about that? How about that, bruh?
Try that one on for size, Mark.
You can go to bed now, Mark, knowing that you just cost your state an Ashes. And you know what? Because we're in a mood, you're not getting a fucking test next year either.
No.
Hobart can have it.
Yeah. Hope you're happy with that stadium you bought,
Like,
built.
West Australian listeners, are you happy with what's going
Yeah,
on over there?
reach out, West Australian listeners.
Are you supporting Mao Gowan's decision to Narbra the 5th Ashes test?
I'd be interested to know if they're like...
'Cause if you are,
they
you can
over
get
the
fucked as well.
But are they over the lockdowns? Like, are they...
They're not in
lockdown, but like, are they over the quarantine? Are they like, okay, dude, like, we're all pretty cool
Like,
now?
are you sweet with that?
So what their issue is, and they've actually said, I don't know when this article was, like last night or today, they want the second test now instead.
Oh, shut the fuck.
Because what the problem is for the 5th test is that the players would be flying like from South Australia where there's an outbreak. But they've said if they're just flying in from Queensland where there's not many cases.
But Dave, there was
then
no
they won't.
outbreak in South Australia.
I know, I'm just
No,
saying
I'm
what
not having
they're
a crack
saying.
at you.
Yeah,
I just mean, like, now they want the second test. There was no outbreak in South Australia before that.
Oi.
When they were saying no.
Western Australia, you'll do what you're fucking told. How about that?
Yeah.
How about that?
Why are we quarantining for 14 days? What are we doing? Almost 90% of the country is vaccinated. What are we talking about?
What are we? I don't know what we're talking about.
Also, it kind of feels like this state-based lockdown situation isn't sustainable long term, or quarantine situation. Like, surely now we're at a point where it's just like, we are one. Let's drop the borders.
We are one, but we are many.
And from all the lands on earth we come. Share a dream, sing with one voice. I am you, I are Australian. That should be our national anthem, by the way.
Yeah, it should be.
opinion.
And we should be all belting it out, hand in hand, kumbaya-ing and shit.
Yep.
Western Australia letting down the team.
Bloody Western Australia. I'd be embarrassed. if
I
was
would be
from
so.
Western
Oh, you know what? I'd think about leaving.
Yeah.
I'd be packing it up, driving across the Nullarbor if that even is in Western Australia. You know what I'm trying to get at.
I get it. I think you do have to cross the Nullarbor if you were driving.
Is the Nullarbor in Western Australia? Is it in South Australia?
It might be South Australia, but you still have to cross it, Eddie.
Yeah, it is South Australia.
Still got to
So
cross
what desert you got to cross? You got to cross
Simpson?
something. Simpson might be South Australia as well.
Simpson Desert, Northern Territory, South Australia, and Queensland.
Okay.
So
Does West
Cincinnati.
Australia have a desert?
I thought the whole thing was desert. Now I'm
So do I.
confused.
There's the Great Victorian Desert, the Great Sandy Desert, the
Great Sandy Desert.
Great Sandy
They
Desert.
ran out of fucking names for that one.
The Great Sandy Desert. See, they can't even name their deserts right.
No. They can't even do that. I bet
Like-
McGowan named that one.
I bet you did.
Unimaginative bastard.
Now get your shit together, otherwise you can get fucked.
Yep. Well said, Eddie. Really well said.
Obviously, Sydney ready and raring to go.
Yeah.
Should we be called upon?
I think Perrottet, is that his name?
Yeah.
Perrottet, he's religious. He doesn't believe in COVID, I think. He's just like, we're good.
Yeah, mate, he's a chilled cat. He's relaxed, which is great.
Except highly religious, but yes.
No, but I mean, he's chilled.
How do you feel about him, Dave? He seems like someone that you'd be like the Antichrist to you.
Well, he's not left.
Well, I think it would make me the Antichrist if he was the Christ. But
Well, that's a great point.
yeah, I don't know. He hasn't done anything terrible yet.
Okay,
and I
that's
think they're
good.
getting rid of the hidden speed camera sign things that Gladys did, which was terrible.
Yeah.
They got rid of the signs telling you where speed cameras are. And now
Yeah,
they're doing that.
right. I'm surprised I haven't been done then because I thought that was.
I didn't think that was a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing. Not that I speed, but you definitely slow down.
Yeah, but sometimes you do.
Yeah, but like it's not like you're a hoon. You're not bloody.
No, but
It's like you
sometimes
might
it
be
just
10
gets away from you.
10 k's over.
But yeah, he's got God looking out for us. And if we have another test in Sydney, that'll just be even more God looking down on us.
That's
so.
true. I will say this, and we obviously had our own website dramas, but the local elections on the weekend,
I placed that in the too hard basket.
you just wore the bloody fine.
No, I'll be saying your website didn't work.
That's
I'm
exactly
not
it.
paying shit.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So I did end up doing it, but the website was down, and this was obviously pre-Hello Sport dramas, so I was very critical. But I think more like if you are the government and you know that you're going to be doing online voting, then this thing should be the greatest website of all time. Now, you could be arguing that this is the same thing for us,
Yes.
which is fair. We did, though. It's not our fault. It was the developer's fault.
Yeah, but the government might say that as well. You know?
Yeah, they could.
Look, I'd like to go hard at the government, but I just think
We can't now.
I can't.
We
really.
can't.
I don't think we can.
That's the first thing Steph said to me when I go, fucking the website crash. She goes, but you got a little more sympathy for the government now. And I'm like, well, it is difficult. It is difficult to be judgmental.
I'd really like to go off on them, but
Yeah.
I'd say this though. I would say this. How do you feel about local government elections being compulsory?
I mean,
Like,
I don't feel much about anything. I didn't even know they were on. You know
of
what
course
I mean?
you didn't, because it's the biggest non-event. I then realised when I figured out that it was on that I had seen people being like, vote one for fucking Charles Dickens. Like,
Really? I had,
you know what I mean? I met like people standing out the front of schools and
Yeah,
shit. Like
yeah,
really
yeah.
lame fucking beta shit. That started to come back to me. But no, I didn't know it was on. No, I didn't vote. No, I don't know. That's the other thing. Like,
Who am I voting for?
no one knows.
Yeah.
You get in there and you're like, what the fuck is going on? They don't know how to run, these people.
But do you think there's almost an element where it's like they are banking on you not knowing who the fuck they are?
But I think that
Because
like,
then you can just get away with whatever you want. It's local government.
Wouldn't you want to stand out from the crowd? Like, they don't run on the right shit, on the right policy.
No one's paying attention. So you can stand out from the crowd. The crowd isn't there.
No, but if you ran on something rogue,
Kill all domesticated animals.
well, I was gonna say something more along the lines of like, you can take your dog wherever you want.
Right. Dogs, don't clean your dog shit. Vote 180 Simpson.
Bang.
Yeah, bang.
Now you're making waves.
Now you're mayor.
Now I'm mayor. No more parking fines. Boom.
Bang. Mayor
Now
Eddie
I'm mayor.
Simpson. Yeah.
Vote 1, Eddie Simpson. Free dummies for all.
Sure.
But you know what I mean?
Yes.
Rogue, but memorable.
Rogue but memorable.
Rogue, but memorable. That's how you win.
That's you.
That's how you win.
Yeah. You're not yes we can. You're rogue but memorable.
Why did Trump get in? Grab him by the
Rogue.
pussy.
Yeah.
Rogue, but memorable.
That is how to be a politician in 2021. I just like him because he says what we all think.
Yeah.
Oh,
But no one was rogue and memorable. And that's why I didn't even bother voting.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what am I going to get up there and what?
Well, I just voted for residents of Bellevue Hill.
Yeah, to me, that seemed like the only actual policy point for any of them was either we don't like developments or we like developments. And if you're a developer, you should vote for us.
You know what, Dave? Dave goes hard in the little, like Dave's a little Antifa politician. We know this. But I did see on your story, on your personal Instagram, you like putting out, you doing your bit to just try and sway and influence people as best you can on election day. And Dave put out this like 4-story thing of just like why you shouldn't be voting Liberals and why you've got to get out and vote and all this sort of shit. And I was always going to vote, and I was probably never going to vote Liberal, especially in like local council. But seeing your little message as well, I was like, well, Dave's right. I don't want some asshole who's just going to develop everything and has a Meriton apartment on every fucking corner. No parklands. Dogs, nowhere for a dog to shit. So I did go residents of Bellevue Hill, although I probably would have anyway, Dave, but I'm happy to give you a little bit of credit over my influence.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And that, little post I did was definitely probably the absolute bare minimum I could have done and still considered myself doing something positive for this election.
But
Not like I volunteered or anything.
Do you ever volunteer? Have you volunteered?
I almost did the federal election where Karen Phelps won in Wentworth. I signed up to volunteer, and I think I did one fly drop or something, but then didn't really do it after.
Are you paid or is it? I know you're saying volunteer.
No,
but
volunteer.
I know, but
But yeah,
then you know
like I
eventually,
didn't even do enough research to know that when I rocked up, there's only 2 choices. I was like, so I've only got Liberal or residents first. And so,
yeah. It's funny. I was talking to some mates on the weekend who are like Liberal voters, and it's like, they're like, yeah, though, when it's down in the local government, I'm actually less inclined to vote Liberal because it's like on a micro level, the fucking Liberal sensibility is not really what you want for like your little area.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, oh no, I want to have all this sort of nice fucking.
Are you disappointed I didn't vote, Dave?
Like, not really. I think...
Not really, though. That's not a no.
I mean,
Not
to
surprised.
what you said before about like, should it be compulsory? Like, I agree it probably should be compulsory, but I think the $55 fine is more than adequate. It's like, you should do it, but if you're not, we're not going to fucking ruin your weekend because of it.
I think you kind of have to have a fine in place, don't you? Because otherwise, no one would do it.
Yeah. And then you get like parties and political people out to stop people from going to vote.
I think voting should be compulsory, because otherwise it's just old people that vote, and then it's not really a vote at all. It's just like what the old people think.
Yeah, but I
you know what I mean?
I also just don't know like the type of person to get into politics. Like, you know what I mean? You're never really going to be. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like such a slimy business. You're like, dude, who the fuck would want to be involved in that? That's what also I was thinking just around the volunteering and shit when I went to go and lodge my vote, have my say, have my voice heard. I was like, who in the fuck volunteers? Oh, no, I know you, Dave, you do, but
for like local council elections.
to sit there at a local election and like mark names off on the sheet in the thingo. Well, like, here you go, walk this way. Where are you from, sir? Okay, over here, thank you. I'm like,
Mate, volunteers make the world go round.
I'm not anti-volunteer. That's for
People
damn
have
sure.
volunteer in their blood.
Yeah.
And they'll volunteer for shit that you would never think of doing.
No, and I respect it. I'm just more like, I don't have the volunteer mentality in me. Is that wrong? Does that make me a bad person? I don't know, but I don't have it in me.
It doesn't make you a good person
To be a volunteer?
to not be.
Well, you're not a good person for not volunteering, but that doesn't mean I'm not a good person because I don't volunteer.
Depends who you ask.
Yeah, but that's all right. Because, I mean, I'm sure if you ask, like, Dave, like, you're a bad person. Don't volunteer. But that is cricket. Go to KO if you want live, uninterrupted, during play coverage of the cricket with the best commentary team in the game. We thank KO for their support. The Ashes is upon us. Greatest time in Australia. Summer, La Nina aside, summer, Ashes cricket. 5-0 wins for the country. New skipper, Smith, Labuschagne to both ton up in the first test. Put that in a multi. We will be, and we'll be living our best lives. Fair to say?
Fair to say.
Eddie, we had the Bathurst 1000 yesterday. Great fucking race. My man Chaz, Prince of Petrol, Mozzie Mostert, gets the job done. I called it. Where do you see me truthfully in like the all-time punting stakes?
Not really anywhere.
Right, but like how do you make sense of where I'm at and what I'm doing?
That you pick Chaz Mostert.
Well,
it was
I
like
mean,
a favourite going in.
Well,
shocking, I know.
He
So
was
hectic.
$7.50.
Yeah, he was like third in the betting.
$7.50. There's how many fucking people in the field? I don't know. He hasn't won.
But how do
since-
you feel about picking the favourite to win? And they
Well,
won?
I didn't pick the
Was that-
favourite to
was
win.
that
He
shocking
wasn't
to
the
you?
favourite.
I think he probably was.
No, he wasn't.
I think he was.
He wasn't when I picked him.
I think he was.
No, he wasn't.
I think he was.
Wing Cup and Lowndes were favourite, and then
And how much were they
Van
paying?
Gisbergen, I think $3.
They weren't $3. You
I think they were
fucking
$3.
liar. No, they
Yeah,
weren't.
they were.
No, they weren't.
They were, bruh.
You were so full of
I'm
shit.
not. Van Gisbergen.
$3. No,
Van
they weren't.
Gisbergen was in there as well, and I picked fucking Chaz, who hasn't won it since he was how old? First year he ever raced, and I was like, there you go.
Did
Bang.
he win the first year he raced?
Yeah, he did. His first ever Bathurst, he won.
Did he really?
Yep.
But not the first year he raced.
The first year he raced Bathurst, so I'd assume that's probably the first year he raced.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Well, yeah, I'd assume more than likely that would be the case.
Did you
without
watch
knowing.
it?
I did actually watch it.
It's good to have one in the background.
It's great
like
to have one in
Test
the
cricket in that way.
Yeah.
But you have to pay less attention.
You barely have to do anything. I've gotten more
Why do
and
how
more
the
into it.
commentators do it?
Do they change it up? They don't just all sit there. They have. It's like the commentary in cricket, right? They mix it up.
But part of you'd be like, I'm taking crazy pills here.
Just round and round and round and round.
But
Yeah,
like-
but you know what though? If you're such a motorsport nuffy, like there was a thing there. They were like they talk about all these different things like that are happening, and you know, there's like like tactics all around, like when you're pitting, what tires you're using, how much petrol you're putting in, all these different things. And to them, it's like we could talk about this change of window for the next 6 hours, and we will.
Yes. And they did.
Yeah, it's like in cricket. They don't necessarily do it as well as they used to, but like, where it's like Tony Gregg would be talking about something, and then something that's happened in the cricket, and then you'd come back after like falling asleep or going out of the house, come back, go for a swim, you come back and he's talking about the same thing. You're like, this is the beauty of this sport, is that these guys just need a gas bag for like 12 hours. But it was good. Van Gisbergen and Mostert in the fun. It was like there was a few safety cars late with like maybe 30 laps to go. Once for an Echidna, I was impressed. This Echidna just started hooking across the road, slow as hell, and it was like these cars were coming around the corner and it was just in front of them and they were all avoiding it at high speeds.
You don't want to hit an Echidna.
No, dude, I get it. You don't
That's sort of good omen.
Dude, you don't want to blast apart a national
Icon. A
Cameras
native treasure.
everywhere. A native treasure. Explode an Echidna on live TV.
It's not a good omen.
No, it's not. But so there's a couple of safety cars. Chaz was like not in a commanding lead, but he was winning. And then the safety cars came out and it was like him and Van Giz right on each other's
Well, it
asses.
certainly brings everyone back
Yes.
together. Because like at one point he was well out in front
Yeah.
when they went like a fair chunk of time without a safety car. Like if you took the safety car out, people would get seriously lapped. People would fall like 5 or 6 laps behind.
I wonder when they brought in the safety car.
I'm going to say...
Would it have been there all the time? Like, is it a relatively
Back
new...
in the day, I don't think it was, no.
And it's just like, there's a crash, keep driving.
Like well back in the day.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I could be wrong. I have no idea what I'm talking about.
I knew Chaz was going to win when I saw his hair. Let me say that. And no one else. I mean, I certainly tipped a few punters and dribblers, some smart punters and dribblers, into some serious value. But when you see Chaz rocking that electric blonde mohawk, you just knew.
It was pretty hot.
It was hot. He was in a mood. He was like, he's older now. He's probably like 26, 27. He's had some lean years. He won it, and then he broke his leg, and then he's been in and around. It was like, nah, Chaz is ready to go back again. Chaz is a good driver. Chaz is a good driver.
Yeah, he's a great driver.
He's a great driver. Really great at what he does.
But it was good to see another Bathurst. Good to see big crowd, healthy crowd.
Healthy crowd.
Obviously, shout out to Alex Ironside,
Yes.
who was our reporter on the mountain.
Dribbler on the mountain.
Holy shit, that bloke's a dribbler.
He did some great work. Luckily, he's already got a baggy green, so I don't have to give out another one. But, you know, that's what you expect from your baggy green members. Go on the big lift. Go on the big lift. Dave, remind me, we'll have to watch Danny Exotics.
Yes.
We'll watch that when the dribbles come in, so we got their headphones. But yeah, Ironside went the big lift, doing some interviews for us, capturing shit. That video of him thumbs up and thumbs down as the cars went past.
I reckon I watched that maybe 50 times.
Yeah, it was hilarious. And he
I
just
kept watching it. It
he
just
just
kept, it
looked
got
like a
funnier
dribbler.
and funnier. I'm
Yeah.
like, this guy is in his fucking element.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't believe. And it is perfect
some
in
dribbler,
every way.
So he did a video selfie with some dribbler, some old bloke who was like, it was his 50th Bathurst, and he was like, I've missed weddings and birthdays. and all these
Funerals.
Then some dribbler DM just going, how the fuck's my dad ended up on your Instagram and on your stories? Ironside's found this dude's dad. But yeah, great work, Ironside. We appreciated it. You are our dribbler on the mountain. You are obviously one of the more valued members of the 11. But I think that's motorsport, Eddie.
That's it, pal.
Pretty comprehensive.
That's what you call a comprehensive rap.
Yeah. Now, is there anything? Well, I'll just do this. I'll just do this bit as well. Punters, dribblers, in the chaos of yesterday, which was the merch drop, we did release our potty with the great Christian Welsh. So that's obviously up now. It's on YouTube as well. So make sure you go and give that a listen if you haven't already. Welchie, a fucking great fella. Welchie, one of the great fellas.
He makes it hard to hate Queenslanders.
Makes it hard to hate Queensland, makes it hard to hate Melbourne. I want the best for him, but I want him to like have a great game in losing sides.
Yeah, I want him to be the best player he can be in losses.
Yes.
Losses to Manly, losses to the state of New South Wales.
Yeah. But
that's what I want.
We love him though.
He
can yarn.
He's a full of yarn, that cunt.
Comfortable, yeah, an easy chat as well.
Very easy.
An easy chat.
You just sit there and you knock back a couple of blokes and you shoot the shit.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's exactly right.
I couldn't have asked for much more.
No.
It's unbelievable.
So thank you very much for coming on, bruh. And yeah, apologies for not promoting it at the time because as it rolled around,
like we had all intentions of being like,
we had
everything.
everything ready to rip.
Everything was ready.
And then a tidal wave of
Life
chaos.
gets in the way.
Life gets in the way while you're busy making plans.
Great saying. I've always said that. You've always said that. We've
Yep.
always said that. It's
Yep.
always been said.
Yep. Anyway, I think that's is that sort of bringing to a close the dribble. Well, the conversational section of the podcast.
Yes, Tom,
are we
I think
on to dribbles?
I think we are.
I fear with these dribbles, Eddie, that we're going to get licked to death.
Well, we've earned them.
Yeah, we have.
So it is what it is.
Cop your licks. Your website is shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fair enough.
Boys, Midnight Snack Dribbler here. So, the big merch drop was set for 6 p.m. Sydney time on the days of days for the V8 community of Australia, which also coincided with the final 5 laps of said race. And what happened? Dave of can't coordinate a website to handle the entire population of the southern hemisphere of dribblers to save his life fame, lets the merch tab of the website 505 to within an inch of its life, and every bloke from Cairns to buttfuck Dubbo has a minor meltdown due to not being able to be dripped out by Xmas. So now I'm asking the boys to take the necessary measures to first reprimand Mr. Antifa Dave, of whom I'm sure sabotaged this holy day to create headlines to outweigh Mr. Chaz Mozart's monumental win, which is very un-Australian. And second update, the 1999 era AOL website for the next time the punter and dribbler, most importantly the dribbler, doesn't have to wait 47 minutes past the deadline to buy his drip. Beers very soon. Come-ons every time I step outside the house from now on. Shitty internet ever.
Yep, fair enough.
Fair. I'm going to come into bat for our mate D or Dave at the back. This one wasn't on him. Well, unless you believe that he hacked it, which is also possible. But
I was worried because around the same time I actually spilt a lot of bong water on my computer and I was like, shit, was that it? Or
well, that's
that must
it.
have just been a separate incident.
Dave does have access to the website, so there is the chance that he was the saboteur, but we are pretty sure that it was one of the web developers who have been shot. We also hope that that is the case, otherwise an innocent man has perished.
Yeah, but look.
We know.
We know.
We know.
We know. Take your licks, take your licks.
You got to take your licks. You got to be licked, got to take them.
Happy to take them. Happy to take them.
Tom, Eddie, D.O. Dave, Footscray Dribbler here. Fuck, boys, I hope you're ready. You're going to get licked half to death tomorrow. Beers soon. 5-0 Ashes forever. Fucking paying your server fees, absolutely never. Enjoy the licks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We press on. Keep going.
Enjoy your licks. Enjoy your...
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to try and enjoy them.
You've got to enjoy them.
You've got to try and enjoy them.
Yeah.
As best you can.
I think that is it for the licks. At
Okay,
least.
good.
The ones that I included.
Yeah,
There
Dave
were a lot
went
more
through and
which
just...
were
yeah.
of similar notes.
We got absolutely assaulted with licks, but Dave and also the time constraints meant we could only take a few, but best believe there were plenty.
Tom, Eddie, Dior, Daddy Dribbler here. I'm a little bit hungover in bed right now, and I've come to a bit of a realization. Like, obviously being naked in bed is superior to any other bedtime attire, but I'm just trying to work out why this is, because, yeah, I've come to the realization that clothes are just sheets for your body. Can I get your thoughts on that? Come on!
Clothes are just bed sheets for the body.
Yeah, well, he makes a great point.
He does make a very good point.
He makes an excellent point. I think it would probably have something to do with the fact that sheets are superior to clothes in that way. Like, even though clothes are bed sheet for the body, sheets are made of just such incredible fabrics. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're not
Like
having
this-
like Egyptian...
Like, you
cotton.
can't walk around in bed sheets because it's considered uncouth,
Yes.
but you'd want to.
I'd love to if I could. I think I don't know if there's a greater feeling than having...
Also, they're cold, usually.
That's it, but like there's no greater feeling than having a shower after a long day and then hopping into some fresh, brand spanking new clean bed sheets.
What are you rocking at the moment? What sheets are you rocking? We've got the linens going at the moment. They're great.
We had linens. I think we still got linen, but we just wore them to death. So we had to get some newies, but I'm actually not really sure, to be honest. I'm not sure. I believe it is linen. Doona cover and bottom sheet.
But you don't know.
No, I can't remember. My life, in terms of how busy and how much shit, like chaos is at home, I don't have brain power for the type of bed sheets at the moment. I just know that they're comfy as fuck.
You happy with them?
Very happy. And I even last night had a moment as I was in bed, snuggling up to my misso, going, oh, these are comfy. This is a night. Like last night was shower, fresh sheets. Oh, we're good. This is nice. That was what I remarked to myself last night as I hopped into bed.
Did you remark it internally or did you say it out loud?
No, I said it internally because Zoe was asleep and Steph was asleep, so I didn't want to be like, ooh, nice sheets. And they'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? That might have got me in some curry.
Okay.
Yep.
Good to know.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't think we've helped at all in answering that question, but, you know.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Dave, have we, this is either a replay or KO is late as fuck.
Hang on, I just got logged out of the email.
I'm pretty sure this is old.
Oh,
Yeah. We're a long way back.
Tom, Eddie, your punters, dribblers, the Smash Paddy dribbler here. Firstly, my first dribble, just wanted to say, Eddie, that was me that gave you the come on down at North Kelkel Beach a couple of months ago, and it was fucking sensational. Secondly, there's been a lot of burger chat the last few weeks. I just wanted to chime in because I'm a bit of a burger connoisseur. The reason for my name, the Smash Patty Dribbler, is because that's what I believe is the GOAT of all burgers, is the Smash Patty. Basically, we're smashing the beef down super thin with crispy edges. We're getting texture, we're getting extra flavour, and it's the way that all burgers should be. If you need some evidence of my credentials, check out my Instagram page, Vizzle My Nizzle. It's basically, apart from lots of photos of my dog, there's lots of photos of burgers, and mostly they're ones that I've cooked. Secondly, there was a bit of chat about the bacon, and Eddie saying he's neither here nor there about bacon on a burger. I think that's because you have to have crispy bacon. I'm talking the bacon that is basically crumbling apart. That's extra flavour, and that is texture on the burger. Any of this like slimy kind of bacon that sometimes burger joints do, it's fucking terrible. You need crispy as fuck bacon, and therefore it should always belong on a burger. Lastly, I'm happy to actually come to the studio and cook you guys some proper Smash Patty double cheeseburgers with bacon. And I feel like it could probably change your life. All right, cheers, boys. Beer soon, burg soon, come on soon.
That's got me so hungry, dude.
He makes a great point about the crispy bacon, dude. That makes a lot of sense because you're getting texture and you're getting the flavour.
Yeah.
I now want him to come in and cook for me like now.
Yeah, I know it's tough. We don't. Firstly, going to be difficult to get him in here right now. That's the first.
No,
hurdle.
I know it's not going to happen, Tom. But I'm just, if I could get what I wanted.
Yeah.
If I could get my way for once.
Yeah, just for once.
Just for once, if I could get my way.
I know. Wouldn't that be nice?
That's the way I would go.
Yeah. I'd love to get my way for once.
When was the last time you got your way, do you reckon?
I don't know, bro.
I haven't got my way for a while.
I haven't got my way for a long, long time. And we're talking like decade plus.
I wouldn't be that long. But I feel like I'm due to get my way.
I reckon you would be. How long you and Els have been together?
11 years.
11, yeah, decade plus. That's me. 13 years, decade plus. And that's no disrespect to our women. That's just us saying that we choose to do whatever the fuck we're told. Because it's not worth the argument. Love them though. Steph would argue that I get my way all the time. And I would argue whatever you say.
But we will obviously take you up on your offer.
At some point.
At some point. Know this, that you'll need to bring everything.
From what you're cooking with down to like napkins. You
will need to bring everything.
Yeah.
Also, there will be no offer to clean up, so you will need to also...
No, you're coming. You've got, leave only footprints and take only memories.
That's right.
So, like, you come, you leave footprints, you cook us food, we eat it, and then when you leave, you clean up everything. It's like you were never here, except for the fact that I've got a full belly.
Yeah, and great memories.
Yeah, great memories. The footprints are my full belly, and the memories are my memories.
Great dribble. Cheers, bro.
Mr. Birmingham, Mr. Simpson, Master Bloom, and of course the punters and the dribblers. It's the Steve Menzies headgear dribbler here with the first dribble in this young man's tenure, following what Spotify has just informed me is over 11,000 minutes of listening to Hello Sport this year. Commenced listening in April after a tip-off from a Newcastle mate, and I'm not sure whether to be proud or ashamed of that figure. Also, if my moniker has been taken, I propose the existing Steve Menzies headgear dribbler be known as the Northern Eagles variant. Look, love your work, boys. I'm an absolute tragic now. But now that we're done with the pleasantries, I want to get into some dribble. Now, I've noticed, Tom, you brought up straitjackets and padded rooms in a lot of pods recently. It got me thinking about a favourite straitjacket scene from Lethal Weapon 2, where Martin Riggs of Mel Gibson fame, of Vitriolic Benders fame, bets with police mates he can escape a straitjacket. Now, 2 points from this. The first is, I think this could be a good side bet on About Even, or perhaps the Dribbler Combine. And secondly, inspired by this scene as kids, we used to tie each other up with rope and attempt similar feats of bravery by escaping our mock straitjackets. Just wanted to know if there's anything you copied from movies as kids that was as dumb as that. All right. Love your work again. Non-alcoholic bloke soon. Bye.
Dude, a bunch of fucking dribblers in straitjackets trying to escape at a dribbler combine as they just roll around on the ground would be fucking hilarious. None of them would get out, and it'd be like the first one to tire themselves out and fall asleep.
But that'd be the beauty of it.
That would be fucking funny.
That would be fucking hilarious. I love that. In terms of what I copied off movies, I don't know.
Me and Streety and Sebo and like other mates as well, but like when we were young, used to fucking play like, obviously you're playing like the cops and robbers, these sort of bad games. We used to make like videos and shit. We used to like play like with his video camera and make like, you know, I guess like cops and robber movies. And I remember once we were like hollowing out eggs. Like you'd put a hole in an egg and you'd like just drain out all the yolk and shit and fill it with tomato sauce. And you'd be like, have someone behind the camera and then someone like shooting someone, and then you'd throw the egg at them and it'd explode like it was the bullet holes. Yeah, right. I remember doing that. That was a bit of ingenuity. I had a blow up, you know those pool toys? Yeah. I had a blow up motorbike that I took out of the pool and used to drive around the house on, but it was obviously slow and would have been way better just to get a bike.
What do you mean you had a blow up bike?
So it was like...
How did it work?
So it was like a blow up motorbike. Yeah. Obviously not, like the wheels and everything was all part of the same. Like it wasn't like the wheels sort of were separate or anything like that, right? Like it was all just one sort of smooth seat.
So when you said it was slow, like, are you walking it?
Yeah. See, I'm sitting on it, like using my legs, like.
Yeah, Flintstone vibe.
Yeah, Flintstone vibes.
Yeah.
When you said it was slow, I was like, what do you mean by that?
Well, it was not a bike, so it was just a blow. It was like, you know.
Yeah, I was trying to work out how you were riding it around the house. Like you were just walking it.
Well, no, I was sitting on it. I wasn't walking it.
Yes, you were.
Well, walking it, standing up and walking.
But like, you were Flintstoning it.
Yeah, but that's not walking it technically.
Yeah,
I don't
well, what would you say it is then?
Dragging almost. Sliding around the house. I think it's a bit more sliding.
But your feet are walking, right?
Sort of, but I'm being slid as well.
Okay.
Either way, that was another thing.
Semantics, don't you
It
think?
is, yeah. We're getting bogged down in specifics. Yeah. But I mean, I also wouldn't have been able to continue if we hadn't worked out exactly where that sat.
No. Well, I respect that about you, Tom. I respect it about you. Principled man.
Yeah. You're nothing without your principles, mate.
Well, you're nothing. You're nothing at all. You're principleless. Without direction.
Like a school without a principal.
That's it. On we go.
Yeah, hey lads. Sorry, Dior. This is going to be a double dribble. I've got fuckwit mates. Anyway, just back before me question, it was, is Schnitty Lube acceptable? No Schnitty Lube acceptable when you're on a palmy. Yeah, we're conflicted here and just need a little bit of guidance. Anyway, lads, young dribblers forever. Hello,
sport.
True Blue Sport forever. Fuck the ore and love the potty, lads. Love what you do. Anyway, good night.
I don't know if it's compulsory.
No, I think you've, as long as you've got lube on that, you've got cheese, you got the tomato sauce.
The sauce is lubing it.
Yeah.
Cheese doesn't lube.
Well, but it doesn't. You're right. But the melted cheese certainly more of a lube. That you're not barebacking if you got melted cheese and sauce on there.
I will say this though. Why wouldn't you want your chips covered in gravy?
Yeah, at the very least, have the chips.
Why wouldn't you want them covered in gravy?
But he's talking about Schnitzel.
No, but like, what's he just eating a fucking palmy?
Well, yeah,
by itself.
That doesn't happen.
I think that is highly unlikely. So I asked myself this: if you can come up with a reason not to have gravy on your chips, I'd like to hear it. I'd like to hear it. Because there isn't one.
No.
So although it's not compulsory, it's heavily frowned upon. I hope that helps.
Did you see there was someone, we got tagged like near to death by some Instagram page or some Facebook page. Obviously after we, came up with Schnitty Lube and were talking about it as being a potential business venture for us, some page just put up a thing going like, just literally, it's obviously like, I guess their meme page or whatever is just like statements and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, gravy is just Schnitty Lube. And then people were tagging us in it going like, fucking get your own shit. Da, da, da. And then they sent us, like, we didn't say anything. And they sent us an inbox. And they were like, oi, why are all your fucking audience having a crack? I'm like, I mean, maybe it's just because you're trying to steal a money spinner in Schnitty Lube. And this person was like, I've had that in my notes for so long.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I know. I was like, at least just acknowledge it and go, oh, yeah, sorry. He's like, I've had that in my notes for ages. It's like,
no, you haven't, you fucking liar.
You haven't.
Oh, what? And then you start using it a week after we did,
Yeah.
even though it's been in your notes for ages. All right, dickhead.
Yeah. Lies.
Lies. Know that you're a liar.
Yeah.
Know that.
Have you had that in your notes? I'm a liar.
Because if it's not, you need to put it in.
Yeah, you
Remind
need
yourself
to.
every day that you're a liar.
Anyway, shout out to Schnitty Lube everywhere.
Tom, Eddie, Dior, the punter, and the dribbler. Good mate of mine just graduated from the Cops, the great New South Wales Police Force this weekend. Now, boundaries, where do I set them at? Obviously, the benders are going to be a little bit hard. So I even pull out a vape in front of him. Just need thoughts, ideas, what I can work with, what I shouldn't work with. Cops are tops forever. Premierships forever. Here's soon. Manly never.
I think it depends on the type of bloke he is.
Yeah, congrats on
he's-
graduating as well.
100%.
So, guy.
If he's a stickler, then Jesus, mate, you better go easy.
Listen, I think it's a two-way street here. I think he obviously knows that you rip and tear, and you know that he's a cop. So maybe don't put him in a situation where he's got to fucking turn a blind eye. And then for him, don't go looking for fucking ripping and tearing. Or if you want to come hang out, then leave the badge at home.
Maybe just say that. Just
Yeah.
go, listen, you can't come in if you've got the badge on you.
Yeah, if you got the badge on, you're not allowed in.
Mm.
If you come, then you come as a civilian.
Or maybe just bring your blindfold.
Blindfold him.
So, like, when you do get to ripping and tearing, just put the blindfold on, and then you go, just wait here patiently, and then you take it off.
Yeah,
when
like
you're
hide
done
and seek.
ripping.
You go into the cupboard, close the door, and count to 60. And then by the time you come back out, we should be clear.
Yeah, maybe 120.
Yeah, maybe
if
go
I'm
a bit
feeling
longer.
slow.
Yeah, no, that's true. Maybe 5 minutes in the cupboard.
You know what? Make it 10.
Give him 10 minutes in the cupboard, and that's going to be intermittently throughout the night.
Give it 5 minutes after you hear the microwave.
Microwave dinners.
After you hear the microwave
I
ding.
wasn't talking about that.
No, we weren't. Dave, don't.
What the fuck?
Don't make it a drug reference, dude. That's not what this is about. This is just about, ripping and tearing.
Yeah. That's all this is about.
This is just about ripping and tearing.
It's just a little harmless ripping and a little harmless tearing.
But you don't want it done in the eyes of the law.
Even though it is legal.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, it's legal, but like you don't want to be, you don't want your mate to feel like he might have to arrest you. We were definitely not referencing anything other than just a little ripping and a little tearing. And some microwave dinners. It's a dinner party, Dave, you fucking reprobate.
My bad.
On we go.
Tom, Eddie, Dior, bloody Bungalow, Dave, you fucking legend. How he's going? Anyway, just a heart attack dribbler here, boys. And I just needed your help to answer a question that's really been fucking with me a lot lately.
Can you not yawn into the microphone,
what
bro?
language do deaf people think in? Need your help to answer a question that's really been fucking with me a lot lately. And that's, what language do deaf people think in? Like, seriously, like, we kind of will fucking never know. Like, what do you think? Like, what language? They've never heard the language. How do they fucking know? Anyways, cone soon, boys. See you later.
You can teach deaf people to speak. Like deaf people can learn to talk, so they learn to talk in the language that they learn to talk in.
But he's saying dream. I
What are they
heard that.
thinking?
No, what do you mean? They think in the language that they learn.
But how do they know what it sounds like?
They don't have. So you're thinking. Most people, when they think about,
Okay.
you know what I mean? It's different. I heard that blind people dream in sound.
Do you want to hear something super gnarly?
Like they don't see anything. Because how do they know?
Yeah. So their dreams are sound, apparently.
Dude, what a wig out.
Yeah.
Like how could you because that's all you know.
Yeah.
You don't know what anything looks like.
Yeah. So like, think about your internal monologue. It's like,
visual and it's audio.
but it's like English speaking audio, right?
Yeah.
So if they can't hear anything,
I guess they can feel the vibrations of the way like what it feels like when they speak maybe. So like that would be the sort of way that that would be the way that your body would or your mind would process it potentially. Shout out to our aphantasia sufferers. Yeah. Who don't even have a mind's eye.
We've talked about you in the past, but just know you're not forgotten.
No, you're not. But like you also wouldn't.
Also,
even
if
be
you
able to
do have
imagine it.
aphantasia, reach out.
Yeah.
I read something cooked a while ago, similar to this, that if people are basically like, deaf their whole life, so, don't understand what language sounds like and stuff, and if they're also schizophrenic, so people that kind of like hear voices and things like that, instead of hearing voices, they'll just basically see hands doing sign language, like in front of their eyes.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh shit. So a schizophrenic deaf person will see hand signals.
Yeah.
Well,
can. I don't think it's...
Can.
like-
Can.
Most people that are schizophrenic don't hear voices. It's only a very small percentage.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Didn't know that.
So, deaf, schizophrenic, seeing hands would be smaller again.
Yeah, right. Not exactly.
It would be uncommon.
Yeah.
But that's fucking interesting. I did not know that.
No, that's crazy.
That's so weird. I've forgotten what the question was.
I think that's a good
sign.
answered it. I think we answered it.
Oh my God, boys. Tom, Eddie, fucking Donkey Dior. Fuck, I think I've just met the biggest dribbler of all time. I can't fucking contain my laughter. I was at the Nelson Hotel in fucking Bondi, and I've just met the flexibility whisperer. I've got his business card here. I'll put it on the fucking Punters and Dribblers. Old Blondie. Right, he's taken my mate into the dining room and put him on a fucking table and stretched his arms. And then the manager, whatever's come up and fucking told him, like, you can't do that in here. He's wearing a rooster tattoo, bro. It was the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen. I'm only containing my laughter because I need to make this serious, so Dior fucking listens to me.
He's in the Special Forces.
Oh, he's in the Special Forces. He does Kung Fu.
Got big connections.
Oh, yeah, apparently he's about to make it big in the US. He's got a big US connect. Oh, my God, bro. Like, seriously, it was the fucking funniest shit I've ever seen. I've never encountered a dribbler more dribbly.
You're dribbling right now.
Yeah, I know. That's it. Oh, fuck. Just get it on, Dior. Later, mate. Later, boys.
Flexibility dribbler. Is that what he said he called himself?
Flexibility whisperer. No, that's the dude.
The
who
dude
was.
is a flexibility whisperer.
Yeah.
And he reckons he can whisper flexibility.
Yeah, I'm just trying to work out. Does he just stretch people?
I need flexibility whisperers sometimes. Dude.
I need them. I'm pretty flexible. I'm not too.
You're pretty flexible, though.
I think.
Can you
I
touch your toes?
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah.
You can?
Yeah. Look at that, bro.
Oh, bro.
Yeah. Can you?
Fuck no.
Go.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but straighten your leg out and do it.
I can't.
Well, straighten your leg.
I can't.
You can't even straighten your leg without. Let go of it and straighten it. It's shaking like a fucking
It's not,
leaf.
it doesn't go straight.
Okay, I'll straighten it out here. Straighten it out in front of you. And then now lift it up. Yeah, you're all right. Can you get it? Like, I'm getting mine pretty high here. And you can't even touch it. Dude, you aren't flexible.
Nah.
But that's not flexible what I'm doing.
Yeah, it is. Can you do the splits?
No, shit, no.
Try. I reckon you might be able to.
Can this camera pick me up on the ground?
No.
Do your best splits. Like
It's all right,
put
look,
your,
I'll just stay and
like
shot.
do your best.
Dude, I'm doing my best here. Fuck. Hold on, dude. This is fucked. Oh, bros. Hold on. Bro, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good, bro.
But if I didn't have my hands on here, I'd be pulling all the muscles in my groin.
Imagine if you lost your footing and you sank. Not bad.
No, that was all right.
Not bad.
That was pretty impressive.
If you're not watching the YouTube, then just imagine Tom trying to do the
Trying to do the
splits.
splits, yeah.
Use your mind's eye.
That was like stressful. That was stressful.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was all right. I didn't realize you were that unflexible.
Yeah, I'm flexible.
Yeah.
I'm not as unflexible as others.
Yeah, okay. No, I mean, sure. And I'm not as flexible as others.
Yeah, exactly. On we go.
Hi guys, it's the Soggy Sayo Dribbler.
Okay.
I was actually just on Wikipedia hitting the random article button and Manly, New South Wales came up. So I thought I'd give it a bit of a read, and there was actually a interesting tidbit on how the name Manly came about that I think I'll read out to you. So it says, Manly was named by Captain Arthur Phillip for the Indigenous people living there, stating that their confidence and manly behaviour made me give them the name of Manly Cove to this place. So I thought it's just kind of pretty cool that Manly was named after this bunch of throbbers that Captain Arthur Phillip saw on the shoreline. So little tidbit, don't know if people in Sydney know that, but I certainly didn't. Also, another thing I want to follow up on is I've never seen the video from Dior on my rice and metho bong cleaning technique. So if you could please give me an update on that, Dior. So that's it from me. Shout out to the Scientific Dribbler and the Jelly Sock Kid, Titan 13 Plus, and Jack Jumpers Premiership soon. See ya.
Firstly, a couple of the housekeeping things. Dave, where's that bong video?
It's coming. I can actually do it this Saturday.
Okay, well, you film that and then we'll get it up. Second one is we need to confirm. We haven't, obviously COVID's been a bit of a nightmare, but we need someone from University of Wollongong to confirm the Clarkson PVL still there, hasn't been taken down. Reminding everyone that that is a pilgrimage that's essential to the punter and the dribbler. Eddie and I have got it booked in very soon to go down there and pay our respects to the plaque of St. PVL. But we encourage you all to do so. And then also, if you are down there, testy pops galore from me today. Jesus Christ. Please send photos so that we know.
Yeah, I want to know if it's still up.
Yeah.
We haven't had it. There hasn't been much chat around the pilgrimage of late. Obviously,
the
COVID,
lockdowns
it was
haven't
COVID. But if you are a true dribbler, a true punter, you have to make the pilgrimage.
Yeah.
To pay your respects.
We've also got to get a plaque erected at Monaval Park for the Turbo Bros, which is in the works.
It's in the works.
I think we're in the photo with them, though. I see that, like that photo up there.
What's that photo?
Yeah.
In a plaque with the rainbow and shit as well.
Yeah. What was his question, though?
I don't
know if you had a question, but he was talking about why they named Manly.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I did know that. It's fantastic. I love it. Just a bunch of throbbing Indigenous manly men, and they named it Manly. No surprise that the team is also fucking dominant.
No surprise.
No surprises there.
And the quicker you figure that out, the better.
Yep.
You clearing your throat back there, Matt? Was that you trying to pay out Manly or what? Okay. Well, you
Matty the water boy of noisiest dude in the background of all time fame.
We love him though.
We do. We love Matt. He just got a bunny's tattoo, which is disgraceful, but we love him.
Think about the worst tattoo you've ever seen in your life. Matt just got that.
Looks good though.
Yeah, if you're a Bunnies fan.
If you're a Bunnies fan.
And if you're not, then it's disgusting.
Yeah.
So, some of you would like it.
Manly 13 plus.
That's a tattoo.
That's a tattoo.
Tom, Eddie, Dior, Dave, punters, and the dribblers. It's the businessman dribbler here. I just wanted to bring something to you guys because I thought you might find pretty interesting. Don't know if you meant it, but it is a great, I guess, plan that you guys have got. And it's around the way that you've come out with these business ideas. Now, did you know, and you guys probably already know because you guys are a bunch of smart fellas, that you have a business idea for all the 5 senses of the punter and the dribbler. You've got the sight, smell, taste, feel, and hearing, whatever you call the last one. Now you've got the feel in the punter dribbler hat, the suntan hat, or the bounced out trackies. You've got the taste in the Schnitzel lube. You've got the sight and the sound in obviously Dribble and Yarn around your podcast, and whether that's on YouTube and over the potty in the car or wherever you're listening at home. And then you've also got what else? You got the smell, and that comes around. What were we saying with the smell?
I don't know, bros.
I don't know what you got, smell. Maybe you got 4, so I kind of fucked that up. So you know where I'm going here. So the question is, what are you going to do with your next business idea, which is going to be smell? What are you going to come out with that can aid the punter and the dribbler with their smell? I know Tom has a bit of a hard, maybe that's why you haven't come out with it, because Tom can't smell. But Eddie and Dior, Dave, I reckon you can figure something out and you can come up with a business idea around smell. Because if you can nail the 5 senses of the punter and the dribbler, I think you've really got a big incorporation coming out, which you can really take over the world with. So that's my question to you boys. A bit long a dribble, but would love to know. A Porto's forever, or a Galo's never, and beer soon. Thanks, boys.
How can you not like a Galo?
Yeah, I think I like them both, to be honest. I don't prefer one over the other. As long as you give me a healthy dose of Prego, we're good, right? If you try and skim me on the Prego, then we got problems.
And Daddy's not happy.
Daddy ain't happy.
Fair enough.
And not too much chili, not too little, just right. A Goldilocks zone of chili and a healthy dose of Prego, and we're all good here. Now, I would say that we have sort of looked into the scent of the mountain. Yeah. Petrol burnt rubber.
Yeah.
A cologne for men or women who are motorsport fans.
A scent of the mountain.
Yeah.
Now, is it taking a little longer than anticipated to get some samples? Yes.
Well, listen, it's in the fucking developmental phase.
But we're not skimping on R&D.
No. We're testing on endangered animals, making sure that it doesn't, kill anyone.
Harm the body.
Yeah.
You're dead right. But so to answer your question, have we done all the senses? Yeah, we have.
We have. We're a sensory overload.
Because we've done Scent of the Mountain.
Yeah. We're an experience. We're a feast for the senses.
Hello Sport, a feast for the senses. Like it.
Yep.
So, obviously, Scent of the Mountain will be on sale, I don't know, soon.
Yeah, like the web developer said, soon.
Like he said.
Yeah.
Soon.
Sorted soon.
Soon. Sorted soon. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, it's been fucking 47 minutes and it's not sorted.
And it's not sorted. In fact, it's just as bad. Oh, it crashed again. No, don't worry. It's not. I know what it is now. Oh, do you? You know? Okay, great. Sorted soon. Almost sorted.
Not sorted.
Not sorted. 502 Gateway. 502 Gateway. 502 Gateway.
We got the whole smorgasbord of error codes yesterday.
Yeah, we got them all. 502, 503.
We got 502s, 504s, 506s, 404s. We got some 404s
So you have
as well.
some 404s. The main one was 504 Gateway or 502 Gateway?
I think we got 502, 504, 506.
Yeah. Pick your 50s.
I think we got a 505 as well. Then we also got like a really fucking random one.
Testing page.
Testing page. We got a testing page. You never see a testing page.
No, you don't.
Got it yesterday.
We got them all. We got them all. How many more, Dave?
2.
Let's rip.
Tom, Eddie, P's and D's, Adelaide Dribbler here. Bit of a Thanksgiving dinner here. A couple of conversations remind me of a time when I was in Canada playing a bit of club rugby. Reminded me of a time where I played against an English team, having a couple of beers afterwards. Dude told me,
a story, and this is going to take a minute, so apologies if I exceed the 90-minute timeline, but here we are. Playing as a dude, so he's a forward rower, he's a big dude, he's a staunch unit. He's smoked the fullback in the process of taking a kick. Fullback's gone down, squealing in a heap. He's backed off, as you would once a fullback's squealing. Trainers have come on the field, have said, hey, it's all right, dude's notoriously double-jointed. Probably just popped a shoulder. Guy's holding his, pelvis area. So, oh, wow, dude's dislocated his hip. Trainers are like, well, it's not the first time. They've stood on him, popped the hip back in. The guy has descended from squealing into a screaming heap and promptly passed out. Ambulances have been called, games called off, etc., etc. 3 to 5 months have passed. They're playing the same team again. The guys are like, hey, what's happened to that fullback? It turns out when they popped the hip back in, there was a testicle in the socket of the hip joint. They popped it back in and ruptured said testicle, and now he's a one-balled fullback. Now, sounds like a bit of a dribble. I've Googled it. There is some evidence of it. Whether it's believable or not, that's up to you. But
believe that.
Question remains, what's the worst sports injury you've seen or heard tell of? Let me know.
Fuck, bro. I don't know that you can top a ruptured testicle that gets...
What's his testicle doing up there? In his hip?
It's all happening, Like, it's all happening around that area. It's just all happening. Like, I don't know.
But you know what I mean?
I get it. I don't understand anatomically how that works. But
if you said to me it's possible for your testy to travel from the sack into your hip, I'd go, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's sort of not. It's not that far away, dude. Like if you think about it's like it's right.
But how's
there.
it getting there?
Well, your sack could just fold up. It could go up. Like when something's dislocated, everything's displaced, right? Maybe some shit moves around. That to me isn't that hard to get my head around. I almost hurt.
You don't find that hard to wrap your head around that some bloke's testy was in his hip?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I felt like that was where the story was going when he was like, when they popped it back in.
You thought that's where it was going?
When they said he popped it back in and he passed out.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I was.
Why the fuck did you think that?
I don't know, dude. I just felt it. Even though you could see in the video, I sort of started moving my hands toward my junk almost instinctively, thinking that was where it was going.
Okay, well, there you go. Maybe I'm just not fucking tapped in enough.
Listen, I don't think...
on where the testes can travel in the body.
I don't think that it's something... I don't think you should feel bad about not being like aware of that. You know what I mean? That's a very peculiar thing to have happen, I would assume. But for some reason, that was just where my mind went. And it's fucking disgusting and painful. And it's... Imagine popping that thing like a grape as you put it back in.
Oh, bro.
I'm glad he passed out. I'm glad his body just went, nope, too hectic. Let's shut this shit down. You know what I mean?
I'm surprised it can stay connected.
Might not have, dude, so they had to get rid of it.
No, but like, it was obviously connected enough.
It's not getting all the way up here, you realise. Like, I don't think it's got to travel that far. It's like there.
You don't think that's far?
Well, that's not far. I can fucking touch my testicles.
But it's got to go up and in and like across.
No, dude, because it connects. Like if that's the socket joint, it connects there. So it could be in here. It doesn't have to be reaching up and around. Like if your dick and balls are here and it's connected here.
Oh, yeah, because it's the, yeah.
And just get in there.
Doesn't have to go to the outside, does it?
No.
Yeah. Good point.
Great point.
Yeah. Dislocating your hip.
That's also fucked, right?
So is that the leg dislocating, like the leg coming out of the hip? What's happening there?
Yeah, so at the end of the leg, and again, do your own anatomy training, but I think that there's a ball at the end of your leg, and then it goes into the socket on your hip.
Well, I think
that's what's coming out.
That's what comes out.
Nah, I think it's more likely where your hip's connected to your pelvis rather than where your leg is connected to your hip.
Okay, so a bit higher up.
Yeah. and kind of less like top of the leg, more just
Because maybe that's
side
dislocating
on.
your leg rather than your hip.
Yes.
If your leg was coming out. Well, now I don't know how it works then, because I don't know how you get your nuts that high. Now I'm all at sea.
Now, yeah, well, that's tough. It's tough for that bloke as well.
Yeah.
Probably toughest for him.
Mainly for him.
It's tough for us trying to work it out, but
It's slightly less tough for us, but it's still pretty fucking tough. Let's wrap it up, Dave.
Last one. This is much more pleasant.
Boys, I am illuminated. I would just like to ask, who had more angle on the come on? Michael Klim or Leighton Hewitt? Thank you, lads. I would like to know.
I mean, Leighton's got the come on sorted, right?
well, who's the king of the come on?
Well, it's us, and then it's Leighton.
Well,
we've taken it off Leighton now.
Who's the godfather of the come on?
Leighton.
Yeah.
There's your answer.
I didn't think we needed to explain.
I didn't think because Michael Klim's not the come on man. He might have done it. Everyone's doing the come on, but it's Leighton. Leighton is Mr. Come On.
He is.
Oh. Fuck! Can I stop seeing people breaking their fucking? Oh, everyone's rolling
They
ankles.
shouldn't show
bro.
that.
I don't want to see this shit.
Don't show it. Just don't show it. Great app.
That's us. Great app. Phenomenal app. An app
Great
of
app.
substance.
Beautiful app. One of the great apps all time.
Shout out to everyone who has copped merch so far. We very, very much appreciate it. It allows us to rip and tear and, I guess, look to just get better and keep making more content, different things, different offerings for the punter and the dribbler. Truthfully appreciate it. Love you all. Very little left. It's basically all sold out, which, again, we are appreciative of. But if you don't want to miss out, you best get on there and get some shit because you're going to look like a fucking loser over Christmas without a hat and a T-shirt. Summer tan hat, last triple T. Make no mistake, you do need these items.
Love yous all.
Bye-bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?